Hey everybody, welcome to a Christmas Cricut tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to make this really fun Santa Claus jar. We're going to use a little Santa Claus with some vinyl and make it look like he's flying through the night sky. You're only going to need a few things for this. I got this at the Dollar Tree. It's just a little snow globe and the bottom comes off of it. I got these also from the Dollar Tree. They just are little LED lights and they light up with just 2 AA batteries. I'm going to use some Martha Stewart sea glass paint, sponge brush, and then all I need is some black vinyl, but you can use any color vinyl that you want. I'm just going to go with black. So the first thing that we're going to do is need to paint our jar with our sea glass paint. It is plastic, but this does bond to plastic, so if you are going to purchase a paint, just make sure that it says that it will bond to plastic. Now, being the lazy person that I am, I typically don't bother putting paint on anything except the actual thing I am painting. I did shake this up, so all I'm going to do is place a little blob on there, and I'm actually going to go ahead and take this off, the bottom off, just so I have a little more room to paint. And all I'm going to do is just paint onto my jar. This will probably take a couple of coats to get it nice and thick and opaque, because we don't want to be able to see through it too well, because when the lights are in there, you're going to want to just see the lights as more of a shadowy light. I don't know how to explain it exactly to you guys, but we just don't want to see every bulb of the light. That's why I'm going to make sure I go all the way down here into where the jar lid is, because that part you'll see light through if you don't make sure to paint it. So once we've come back, I'll have done a couple of layers on here. I'll tell you how many by the time I'm done it takes, because each project seems to be just a little different, so I don't like to say, oh, this takes 3, this takes 2. And just for future reference, this part comes off as well if it's getting in your way, so you can just pull that off too, and you can paint around that a little bit easier. So like I said, when we come back, I'll let you know how many layers this took, and then we can get the vinyl and the lights put in. This is a super easy fun craft that you could do with your kids, or for, you know, when they're off school for the holidays. This is just a great craft. It's super cheap. It probably costs, I think with the paint, a paintbrush, and the lights, it's maybe a $4 craft. So it's pretty cheap. All right, let me get painting and we'll come back. We're ready to get the vinyl prepared for our Santa ornament. So we're going to click upload and upload image. I already have a Santa that I am wanting to use for this that I've had for a while. So I'm just going to find him in my Cricut folder. So he's my Santa sleigh. This one is already an SVG, so it's a little bit easier to upload. I'm going to go ahead and save him as complex just because he's got lots of little lines. Go ahead and click continue. We're going to go ahead and select cut and save that way. Now, you do want to make sure you know what size you want to make him, and I want him to go around the edge just a little bit. So let's go ahead and insert the image, and we're going to measure our ornament to see kind of how big you probably want him to go. I don't think I want to make him any larger than about 3 inches, just because I do want him to wrap a little bit around, but I don't want him to be huge. So he's pretty good size where he's at, but let's go ahead and expand him just a little bit. All we're going to do is just go ahead and click make it. This part's super easy. He's not going to take a ton of vinyl, so he's great for like scrap vinyl if you have like little pieces laying around. You guys can mirror him if you would like to put him inside of your jar. I'm going to put him on the outside of my jar just so that he shines through a lot stronger. I don't want him to look opaque. I want him to really stand out. He is, of course, the star of the show for this ornament. So we're going to click continue. It's probably going to yell at me because I don't have my Cricut plugged in or on right now. Yep, please connect your machine. So I see a lot of people that will, I'm going to show you guys and see if it'll do it for you while we're here. So I'm going to turn my machine on and see, and I want to show you. Sometimes I've seen a lot of people that'll run into this where you'll turn it on, you'll connect it, and it'll say that it's still not connected. All you have to do is cancel the cut and go back. But, of course, this time it's going to work. So I don't think you guys need to watch me cutting out a Santa Claus. I think you guys know how to cut vinyl by now. So we'll get him cut and weeded, and then we can apply him. So it took about 3 coats to cover. And it's not fully covered, but I kind of didn't want it to be because I want it to look like a snowstorm. You could use a white if you wanted to. There is a white sea glass paint. I just had blue on hand. And it won't be that noticeable once you put the lights in. So we're going to go ahead and put the transfer tape on. I did cut out my Santa. I just used the contact paper from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put this at an angle so that it covers my design. And I will tell you, I broke my Cricut little pressy thing, so I have to be very, very careful because this is really super sharp. So I need to make sure that I don't scrape my design while putting the transfer tape on. So all I did was just pressed it down. It doesn't always stick that great right now because it's super humid here in Ohio. So you can see like my little deer leg isn't really wanting to stick. So I'll just roll it off, and if it's still not coming off, I will grab it with my nail and just kind of force it. But you do just want to be careful. So all we're going to do is just find a spot anywhere on our jar where you like the paint, and we're just going to put him down. And I'm going to put him in an angle because I want him to look like he's flying. This part's super, super easy. You just put him down, peel your tape off, make sure that everything sticks, and we'll go back over it once we get the transfer tape off just to press it down a little bit better. Because of the paint that's on there, it's kind of a chalky finish. So you just want to make sure that he's stuck. So he's on there. And then we've got our lights and our lid. So for the lid, I'm going to actually poke a hole in our lid. And I should be able to just poke it with a pen, but if not, I can get a drill. But most of the time, you should just be able to shove a pen through it. But this is actually a pretty strong lid for the Dollar Tree. So we may just drill a hole. Yep. All right. Let me go grab my drill, and we're going to drill a hole in this. So I drilled a hole in the cap. I just used a regular drill. And all I'm going to do now is just pull all of the lights through the hole. You want to be careful. Don't rip your wire. Again, these are Dollar Tree lights. They're not exactly like high quality, but they do work really well for this type of stuff. Just be careful when you're looping them through your lid that you're pulling them carefully. And I'm doing this before I put it on the ornament because this way you have a little more control of what's going through, and you can pull them from both sides versus trying to pull them just from and push them from the other side. So we're going to make sure we get all of our lights through. We're almost done. I think we got one more after this guy. So just gently pull them, and you can push them a little bit. And the battery pack is going to sit on the outside, and that'll sit inside your tree somewhere. Or you could potentially glue it to this, but mine's just going to sit inside my tree. So now that we've done that, I'm going to flip this guy upside down real quick, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to actually put the top back on. I took the top off so it was easier to paint. So we're just going to take our little silver top, and we're going to squeeze these together. And because the paint's on the outside, you don't have to worry about it getting scratched by the little edges. But just make sure you got your top back on. And all I'm going to do is take all my lights and push them into my jar. All you just got to do, just shove them in. There's really no rhyme or reason to it because it's not going to be, you know, in a specific pattern. Oops, untwist that a little bit. And then once you get that all in, and just kind of got to tuck all the wires in, you're just going to twist your top on. And turn your battery pack on. And you can readjust your lights as you want them to be. Let me go turn the light off so you guys can see this a little bit better. Turn that off. And the beauty with this is you could use this as a little nightlight. You don't have to use it as a Christmas tree ornament. This could be used as a little nightlight. But now it looks like Santa Claus is going through a snowstorm with a little bit of the stars shining through. And again, this craft is so super cheap to make, so easy. Scrap piece of vinyl, dollar store Christmas ornament, and some dollar store lights. You guys can be super creative with these. Do however you want. Use different paint colors, put glitter in it. There's just lots of fun ideas that you can do with these. But they're super fun, super cheap, and super easy. If you have any questions, please let me know down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos all the time. And if you're looking for any specific tutorials or have a craft that you're just having trouble making, please let me know. I am always happy to help you guys make these crafts. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. Merry Christmas. Have a great day.